Okay, hey everyone, what have I gotten myself into? I picked up these two scooters off of Kijiji. I saw them the other day and they're reasonably cheap, so I figured I'd go for it and I purchased them. Got them for $400, not each, $400 for the two. This one here obviously is taken apart. It does have compression. It does have compression, but it has really high kilometers. I'll tell you the story on this one in a minute. This one over here was bought brand new by the guy I got them both from. It's got not too bad of kilometers, I don't think. Obviously, came with the key. This one is 100% legitimate. Got the ownership, bill of sale, everything for this bike. Show you inside the trunk. I got two spark plug tools, some miscellaneous tools, a random carburetor, which I believe that is for the parts bike, a couple owner's manuals, and a rando spark plug. Fuel tank. Fuel is a bit raunchy. The story goes it's been sitting 2 years. I don't know how 100% true that is, but that is the story I got. This bike has been sitting 2 years. Guy was the original owner. Due to health, he can no longer ride it. Tires seem good. It's got brakes. Battery is dead, so I got to deal with that when the time comes. It does have compression. And it feels fairly good. Parts bike. Story goes, it was at a campground. It was abandoned at a campground. So there is no paperwork on this bike, unfortunately. But the plan with this one is, if I can, get it running, get it driving. It needs a clutch. They took the clutch off of this one and put it on the other one. So that's not a huge deal. If I can find a clutch for a reasonable price, get it running, and put it back together as best as I can, and sell it as a basically go-around bike. Ride around private property, do what you want, and it'll be okay. Tires, I think, are fairly good. It's got brakes. Throttle is good on this one. On the good bike, throttle cable is stuck. So originally they said, oh, replace the throttle cable from the parts bike onto the good bike. That doesn't look like a fun job. So if I can avoid doing it, I definitely will avoid doing it. So the parts bike, I'll show you all the other parts that came with it in a second. Seats right there, gas tank. Should be dry because the fuel line's unhooked. To be honest, it doesn't smell nearly as bad as the bike's only been off for over 2 years. So this one here, like I showed, has compression. Everything should be good to go on it. It may or may not run. These are both 4-stroke, so you don't have to worry about mixing gas, which is nice. I hate 2 strokes. So the plan is, for right now, get the throttle cable freed up and get this running and get rid of it. Pretty much get rid of it as quickly as possible, basically, and make my money back and then some. Since I only paid $400 with selling this, once it's running, I should make a halfway decent profit on this bike. Everything should be working on it since it has been stored properly, other than they did not remove the battery, unfortunately. So that is the plan for as of right now on this bike. I do have a few other projects I am working on. That's why the parts bike will be put on hold for a little while. I might go online, see about some parts for it. We'll see. But the game plan is get this bike here done and gone, and work on some of my other projects, and then go on to the parts bike. So that's the plan for as of right now. Like I said, tires seem decent on this one. Compression, brakes, everything else is all here. Mirrors are here, and it's in halfway decent shape. Other than the gray plastic is pretty faded. Black plastic looks good. The parts bike, I'll show you the plastic for that one in a second. But I think I made out fairly decent on this deal. Here are the rest of the plastics. These are all for the parts bike. I do have a spare tire as well for one of them. I have seen pictures of these bikes where they actually have a spare tire mounted on them. I don't know if it's one of these exact models or not, so don't know. No ignition switch. This is again for the parts bike. Has a glove box. There is no keys for it. Like I said, it was at a campground, abandoned property, yada yada yada. I'll probably go into more detail on the stories on these when I start working on them and when I get into actually doing work. So there we go. I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.